This is why he saved it for last.
This has been dope.
That's his baby.
I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna tell y'all like some of the apps I've been on, bro. What else am I grateful for January? I think my son's starting to learn how to walk.
Right.
But literally for a mind dump, let your mind go crazy. Like just let it all out.
Welcome to the Alyssa and Julian Podcast.
I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Julian, and this is
the Alyssa and Julian Podcast.
We back, baby. Back like we never missed a beat.
Ooh.
Actually, we didn't. We've been
Not
going strong
really.
this year
We're
since
doing this season's been it. It's actually been going really smooth.
3 weeks in a row, right?
Oh, I love it.
I think we just found our routine. We struggled to find a routine with it after moving, and we finally found it.
Our routine, in case you are wondering, is to power through setting up while the baby's napping and then just praying we have long enough to record this while he's napping.
And we're doing great so far.
It's been good.
Fingers crossed.
Keep it up, bud. Anyways. Intentions of the week.
Ooh.
Okay, I'll go first.
Yeah. No, I have it, but
so it's a big moment for me. So you know how like I swear every week I've been talking about wanting to get back on track into my stuff, blah blah. Well, your girl finally did it.
give me some.
Planners are set up, planners are situated, planners are up to date.
Right.
So now I just have to keep up with everything. And I'm really excited and proud of myself.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
So your intention of the week, just to clarify, is to keep up with it.
Right.
Okay.
Because I feel like I'm also a person that can like slip off so easy. So like I just have to set like 5 minutes maybe just to keep up with everything.
Fair. I like that. See, my intention of the week is just, it's so weird because it could be so much. There's so many things that could encompass my intention of the week. But I think here's mine, because I'm doing a lot and it's got my brain kind of scattered. I want to come up with a content calendar.
Whoa.
I want like
that would be so
posting
cool.
day, recording day, video goes up on this channel on this day, and I want it color coordinated, and I think I'm gonna do it on my iPad.
See, when I had a planner for like my channel, I had it like that where I was like, okay, record this day, maybe edit it this day, and it has to be up this day type of thing. I tried to like map it so I can keep myself on track. Like I said, I fall off very easy. So let me tell you how many times I crossed things off. My calendar looked ridiculous because it was all like cross offs and I never actually did anything.
Fair.
But I feel like you'll keep up with it so well. And the fact that you want to color coordinate it makes me so happy.
I want to get it though on the iPad. Like I got to find one because I used to have like a content template, like a content coordination calendar template, but I think I deleted it or something. I don't know. So I got to try to find that Excel sheet, and I'm going to try and, do it every calendar month. I'm going to try to reset myself because like I'm doing a lot, and like my goal is to put out more content than anyone else this year, but I can't put out more content than anyone else this year if I don't organize myself and get myself straight
prepared.
Right, because I'm literally like all over the place. Like I think I'd be exaggerating if I said my face or my voice is on 6 or 7 different channels. Like that wouldn't be exaggerating at this point.
I feel like not even your voice, but like your touch.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
Your touch is on so many channels.
That's what I'm saying. So like if I coordinate myself schedule wise, I feel like I can really get a lot done and be a lot better, with, I don't even know how to say it, but a lot better with the follow through of it and get a better finished product.
Oh, we love that for you.
So yeah, I'm super excited.
I'm excited for you.
I'm super excited because I feel like that's something that we're going to get into this episode to explain why this is going to work out for me. But I feel like because the reason why it didn't work out for me in the past is because I was doing it in actual planner notebooks. And, don't get me wrong, notebooks are great because I like to write and stuff. But like, it's hard because I'll put it down once and never look at it again. You're
so weird. Yeah, like I love like actual planners and notebooks and things in front of me. Like the amount of times I've written stuff in like 3 different spots because like I love having everything like set up, organized, and you're more like a digital thing almost, I feel.
Yeah, and I'm better with digital because like I have to touch this stuff every day. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to touch this stuff every day. So if it's right in front of my face, I'm like, oh yeah, here's my calendar. And in fact, the one of the things I love most, I'm thinking I want to set it up either on Excel or on maybe I'll even do Google Apple Calendar, but I'm thinking I want to do either Excel or I want to do it on Notion so that I can set like a widget to be like right on my home screen. So like I look and I'm like, okay, today is blah blah blah. Because I'm gonna tell y'all this.
That'd be dope.
I've been
I was wondering
killing
what
it.
you were trying to get at.
I've been killing it with to-do lists. Like
Love
killing
that.
it with to-do
We'd
lists.
love to hear it.
So I feel like if I organize my month and then I say, all right, so the goal for the end of the week is, hey, we're gonna upload. I know that today I have to record, then tomorrow, the next day, and the next day is all editing days. You know what I mean? So I want to organize myself like that. Because boy, oh boy, let me tell you.
Boy, oh boy.
If I get this right, man, if I get this right, y'all look out for the way we're about to go with this channel, bro.
We'd love to hear all of that. I'm so excited.
Sorry, I just went on a whole rant about organization. And like, I'm the least organized person even like involved in this scenario right now. So like, even if you're watching,
Agreed.
9 times out of 10, you're more organized than me. But I'm getting there, man. I'm getting so much better. I'm proud.
I've never been more proud.
Dude, like, look at my drawer, like my cable, like wire drawer.
Oh my God, he got that all types of like organized.
And it's staying organized. That's the crazier part. Like, it's legit. Like, I was like, where's my controller? And I was like, oh yeah, boom. Open the drawer, it's sitting right there. Right?
I'm telling you, life runs so much. Ooh, I just
Right?
hit my chin. Life runs so much smoother. Like, I swear, like the littlest bit of organization could go a long way.
Well, and so that's the thing. So like between that and then I've been organizing that like SD drive. I honestly like
That's been like a miracle in
this
disguise.
was one of my best edits because I had my drive right there and I referred to it like, well, not my video I just put out today is one of my best edits because I went through and I set up my drive. I got all my sound effects right from my drive because they were all sitting right there. I didn't go to the internet for a thing. Even
That's
my music,
awesome.
all the music I used was sitting right there on my drive.
I feel like that can put you like into your video more. Like you don't have to take the time to be searching for something that
Right.
you just gotta
Right.
find it to pull it up. But then you're like, you still can have the time.
Well, so here's the thing about that, though. I think I am going to go back to getting music online. I just wanted to see, like, for a project, how it felt to be able to go to my drive for everything I used.
Felt great, didn't it?
Felt amazing. Felt sick. I just couldn't find one thing on my drive. So, like, maybe, you know, that is the point where you go online, find it, download it, and put it into your drive. So it's ready for
Right. So
next
it's
time.
there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm excited.
We love it. Streaming platforms,
All that.
Spotify, Apple Podcast,
All that.
Amazon Music,
Google Podcast.
and more, wherever you find your streaming
All that.
platforms.
If
Or-
y'all can't tell, I'm excited to do the podcast.
I don't know if I
today.
said that right. So
This is, like, going to be one of my favorite episodes.
today's episode, we're recording because, so today's episode we picked because by the time this is uploaded, by the time you're hearing this, by the time you're watching this, any of the above, it's going to be posted on one of the last days of the month. Literally, it's going to be posted on the 30th. January is 31 days. So we are going to discuss our monthly favorites. We're going to discuss what we loved this month, what we been really using, what we've really been into, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
Oh, I'd love
Do you want
to.
to go back and forth? What do you want to do?
Well, are there categories that we have to cover? Like,
No, I just kind of thought of whatever I had.
okay, so things I love this month. I love the grind of organization I've been on. Like, I'm loving the.
I don't think I've
organization
ever
grind.
like loved hearing Julian say anything more.
Well, because I feel like I've been getting myself, like, I've been really getting myself to like a point where I'm like, bro, I'm getting organized. I feel like I'm getting better at making videos the more I look into like organizing myself, if that makes sense. Because my goal is always to make better videos. And I feel like even if I'm organized, I'm making better videos. Like, I'm working on something right now. I'm not trying to share it yet because I'm not ready. But when it's done, it's going to be fire because I got organized and I figured my life out. Now, in that process, I did buy something that would help me get my brain more organized. And that is, I bought a 5-minute gratitude journal. So
I'm actually kind of jealous for this.
I brought a
one.
show and tell to work today, guys. Show and tell. I've been in this thing. I could be better. I'm not going to lie. I skipped a few days. But overall, this actually makes, I feel like, me feel better about the things I'm doing in my life. And like, I feel like I'm headed to a point, I guess, when I have my gratitude stuff going, because it makes me really sit down for 5 minutes and think about like, wow, this is what I did. This is
Quick round of applause.
this is like my life, and my life could be so much different if I didn't have these things or this happening. So it's really nice to sit back for 5 minutes and say, yo, you're dope. You're doing great. Cause there's also an affirmation section where it's like, listen, you're dope. You're great. Like keep doing you, like keep killing it.
That's
you know,
actually what Julian writes in.
that's my favorite part of the day. But
You're
seriously,
great.
it's cool to have that affirmation section going. I don't know. I feel like that's been amazing. Now I bought something big, but I'm gonna save it for the last thing I talk about. Before I talk about it, I will say my New Year's resolution this year has been going amazing. I made a return to my VODs channel this year from like, it's like a, gaming VODs and stream VODs. They're all going to go there. On that channel, I've gotten 40,000 views since I made a return in January. I've gotten 40,000 views.
Holy.
Like
That's a lot of views.
I'm over. Actually, let me check. I'm gonna check. Actually, let me check real quick. I'm gonna look it up because I want to give y'all an exact number. Because I came back to this channel like early January. It wasn't even January 1st. I came back early January, and I want to give you an exact date. So I posted my first short on. Sorry guys, bear with me. I posted my first short, it looks like on January 2nd. Okay, so it was close to January 1st, but I posted my first short on January 2nd. And as I'm recording this, today is January 26th. I have 43,600 views in that short amount of time. So like, I'm very, very grateful for the shorts grind and like what the shorts have been doing for me over there. And I'm also very grateful to you guys who watch me. I'm grateful to my ability to be able to, have the time and energy to even be able to put out that many videos. Because I put out at least a short a day over there, and I'm very grateful for the whole situation. I think it's really motivating to see. You know what I mean? That like something I didn't touch for like 9 months, I came back to, and it's just like boom.
That's crazy.
Touching and it's growing. You know what I mean? Like that's a great feeling to have. What else am I grateful for January? I think my son's starting to learn how to walk.
Oh my God. He started standing the other day. Like he was doing it on the bed, which is like probably the best spot for him to start. Because if he falls, like he's falling on the bed. Mm-hmm. But he was using Julian to like he'll use stuff to stand himself. Like if he's holding something, he's great. Like he's fine. He's been doing it for a little bit now. He started trying to like actually like stand up straight, but let go of what he's holding onto. So he was standing there for a little bit, not touching anything, like hands out, like everything. So I noticed it, but I didn't want to act too like, oh my God, and like make him fall. Like I wanted him to keep doing it because I feel like he would just like stop for some reason and not try to do it again. Yeah. So like we're laying there and I was like, Julian.
I wasn't even looking. I was chilling. I think I was on my Switch actually.
I think we were both like doing something. I think you were on that. I was scrolling through something, but I noticed it and I was like, oh my God. And I was like, hey.
Because he so he had his hand on me and then last second he was like
he wanted to like do like a daredevil moment really quick. Like he let go and was just standing there and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, so he was standing on his own. So yeah, I'm grateful for that fact. I mean, it's gonna be fun to have to chase him around the house. Not really,
actually chase him.
Yeah, like it might not be that much fun, but it's cool to see him grow and stuff. So I'm definitely grateful for that. Grateful for his growth. Trying to think, what else am I grateful for? I'm trying to save the big thing for last. What else am I grateful for?
I don't know.
I don't know either, man. Grateful for my family. We had a lot of birthdays in January. This is turning into like January like gratitude instead of January favorites. We had a nice birthday party for my mom here at our apartment. It was nice because it was our first get together here at our apartment, so it was really nice to have family here, and everybody loved it. It was very tight knit thing because our apartment's not that big,
right?
But it was.
But we made it work.
Yeah, it was very nice to have family around and talk and hang out and stuff. Okay. I'm gonna keep going on, so I'm gonna go ahead and just.
I think he just really wants to reveal this. He was so excited.
I was so excited to bring this today because you know what? I make a lot of big purchases like spare the moment type of thing.
Oh my God, we all knew that.
But I'm gonna get into the finances with you guys a little bit behind it because it was kind of smart, kind of dumb. But I got an iPad, guys. 12.9-inch iPad Pro.
Thing is bigger than my face.
So this is what I was saying earlier about using the calendar on, because I feel like I'm going to use this anyway. So it would be nice to have like a widget there saying like, okay, today you have to do blah, blah, blah. Today.
That'd be dope. I love that.
You know what I mean? Today's your content calendar for, you know, you got to record this short. You got to record that. I just feel like, you know, those types of things will be dope. This has been one of my favorite pieces of tech that I bought because I feel like I used to think the reason people got iPads was that it would replace their computers, and I didn't get it for that reason because I was like, dude, like nothing can replace my MacBook Pro. I love my MacBook Pro, but it honestly surprisingly replaced my phone.
Oh my God, it was so funny. I would come home and Julian would be like, "Yeah, my phone's at like 3%." Like, I'm like, how are you home all day and your phone's dying? Like, you could bring your charger literally anywhere. Like, you don't want to go in the room and charge it, bring your charger to the living room, like sit on the couch with it in a plug. There's one literally on each side of the couch. Like, this thing religiously plugs it in. Like, he will not get in bed at night until the iPad is plugged in.
I'm telling you. And like, the reason why I say that though is because I'm like I was a notebook guy, but like I never kept the notebooks, if that makes sense. So like I would love to have a notebook. I would love to journal, but like literally I go into freeform on this thing because, you know, I had to get the pen for it. But I went into freeform. Welcome to Julian's Tech Review, guys, by the way. I went into freeform and I just been drawing like crazy on freeform. That's literally what I spent most of my time doing. Literally just, oh, you can't see that. But literally I spent most of my time just drawing in freeform or like making notes in freeform. I think that's my most used app so far is freeform. It's the coolest update. Besides that, DaVinci, I like using DaVinci Resolve on it. And I bought a keyboard so like I could do some keyboard shortcuts on it. I bought a cheap keyboard, guys. Like, I'm not rolling in the dough. I can't just go get that stupid Apple $300 keyboard. Like, who's going to buy that, bro? Like, I mean, if you buy that, I get it because you're using this to replace your computer. Because you could use this to replace your computer 100%. I don't want it for that, but you could.
I feel like we looked into one of those cases that, like, if you fold it, like, open it the way he just did, it, like, bends back and ends up having, like, a keyboard, like, inside the case. We looked at that, but...
Yeah, and they're all expensive. I don't really need it like that. Like the keyboard is literally because there's a keyboard shortcut you can use in DaVinci Resolve, and I wanted to use the keyboard shortcuts. That's literally the only reason why I got the keyboard. So I think I paid like $40 for it, if that.
Yeah, we got it at like Walmart.
But the cool part about the iPad, the reason why I'm so excited about it is because I didn't really have to go and spend like $1,400 up front for it. You know what I mean? Like that was really cool for me because like I used to work for the Verizon store, so like. They kind of like really did a really good job of like keeping our phone bill the same, but making sure I had the iPad that I wanted. You know what I mean? So like a lot of people don't like that though, because a lot of people are like, oh, just go buy it outright. Like, why are you going to do that? But like, if I'm paying the same thing on my phone bill and I could get this iPad Pro, like I'm going to get the iPad Pro.
Yeah, I mean, at that point.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah, because it's going to be useful. But like if my phone bill was already going to be this much and I just got an iPad and it's going to be that anyway.
Might as well. Yeah. It's not changing much.
Yeah.
But you get an iPad.
Yeah, they did some cool. I used to work there, so like I have some friends there, and it's not like they did anything like wrong that would like get them fired or anything. They just work. They know what they're doing. They know the bill better than the average person, so they know how to work it. They see accounts every day, so they know how to make like the numbers work out. Mm-hmm. And you know they're good at math, so they know how to make it work to get you to get what they want you to get, plus them get what they get. You know what I mean?
Businessman.
yeah, bro. It's being a salesman. Like I used to do it, so like I completely got it. Now I was there with them. I'm like, bro, like, yo, listen, I want y'all to eat too. Like we all eat. Y'all eat, I eat. We'll figure it out. So yeah, we made it work.
I feel like having a son and like hearing all like the songs he plays, that could have been like one of the little like nursery rhymes. You eat, I eat, we eat. I don't know. It kind of like played in my head as you said it.
I don't know. I just feel I feel like the tech people in the building are like, why would you do that? Because you know, like everyone hates on that fact because you know, like it has its own internet service on it. It has its own 5G plan.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, you don't need that. You could have just bought it outright. Blah, blah. But like, why would I do that? Like, well, like it's not like they're charging me interest.
I feel like if you know Julian, you know, like, not to bring this up in conversation.
What?
Just like any type of like, oh, do this instead of this. Because like if you know Julian, you know he like planned things out. Like he knows what he's looking at. He knows what he's getting himself into. Like all this
100%.
stuff. Like he does his research before doing a lot of things. So like at some points, if he just mentions something, there's no like talking him out of it because he gets so excited.
This is what I've
it.
tried to tell Alyssa. Like, so now you guys are here. You hear her saying it, right? She always says I buy stuff impulse. I never buy stuff impulse. I will not subscribe to that idea. I don't believe I'm an impulse buyer. I believe that I will think about something 6 months ago, look into it, do all the research, and then be like, nah, never mind. But then 6 months later, be like, you know what? Yeah, I think I want to do that. And then,
I feel like it depends on the product because sometimes it's way less than that.
well, yeah, sometimes it's like right up front, like I want to do it. But like this is something where I was like, I saw this like 6 months ago. I thought about it, but then they just released the M2 version. Plus, they just released DaVinci Resolve for it.
He's like, now's my time
And
to
I was
shine.
like, DaVinci
Literally
Resolve
just
for
like that.
iPad. Well, because I'm not that guy that's going to take my MacBook everywhere. Like I am not that guy. Some people really do.
You wanted to.
I did.
See, the thing is, part of why he also got the MacBook was because of that. Like, if he's out and about, like, if he has a free minute, he could sit, edit, blah, blah. Like, that was his plan. But I feel like because the iPad is so much more, like, compact and actually, like, movable, so to speak, it works better.
That's the only point where I will say, like, this replaced my Mac. Because I will just say, you know what? I'm not going to take my MacBook with me. I'm going to take this instead.
It'd be so much easier to handle, carry, like all that
Yeah,
stuff.
100%. I mean, it depends because if I'm going to a hotel, like, yeah, I'll bring my Mac because I'm going to a hotel or something, you know. But like,
In
if
the
I'm
car
just
for a
out in
minute.
the car, like I'm driving around, or you know, I'm taking my grandmother to a doctor's appointment. Guess what? I could take my iPad. I don't have to sit in the car on my Mac. I could sit in my iPad and edit a video because now they have DaVinci Resolve Cloud. And we subscribe to DaVinci Resolve Cloud. Shout out to DaVinci, man. They're so dope. So on DaVinci Resolve Cloud, I can access any of my like video projects on any device. And I can have a collaborator access those projects as well. So like if Alyssa wants an account, she can collab with me on an edit and we can all edit across different platforms. And I love that. I think that's so amazing. Not that I really need it too often, but like it's still cool. You know? It's still really cool to be able to like, you know, pull up the same video idea. Okay, I'm gonna stop because you have to go, and I can talk about this stuff all day. But this iPad has been.
This is why he saved it for last.
This has been dope.
That's his baby.
I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna tell y'all like some of the apps I've been on, bro. This is legit my baby though. YouTube, obviously, Freeform, like I said. DaVinci Resolve has been cool. Honestly, though,
Even like looking at stats, like YouTube Studio.
I was about to say YouTube Studio has been really.
Have you been
sick.
on Notion on that thing?
Yes, and I was just about to say, honestly, Notion's kind of slept on because I have a Notion widget already. That's how
haven't
I knew.
Been in Notion in a while. I have to go back. I actually tried to look at Canva on that thing.
Dude, honestly though, Photoshop.
That big thing. The screen like kind of overwhelms me sometimes because I open it and I'm like, this thing is huge.
Yeah.
So like I use it if I'm like sitting here eating or like making food or whatever. I've like popped YouTube up on it.
Yeah.
But I looked at Canva to see if like editing like thumbnails and stuff would do it, because usually I go on Canva on my phone, and like we all know like iPhone screen, like it's decent, but I feel like I could make better and see stuff better on a bigger screen.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried it on that. I haven't actually edited anything on it like thumbnail wise, but I don't know, maybe in the future.
Photoshop on here is really good. Like I feel like a graphic designer messing around with Photoshop on here. It's really good. You know, it's funny that you say that though. Like I want to also make this distinction. Like I didn't buy this just for me. You know what I mean? And I didn't buy this for my son. There's no way. I already told Alyssa this is not his iPad. But I did buy
it the other day. I feel like he loved it.
I bought it for our YouTube. I bought it for our YouTube channel. This is literally our YouTube
It's like
devices.
a community one, but
Literally. So like I have like a split screen setup that I do. Literally, I'll go through and I'll scroll through shorts and I'll take notes. Or I'll scroll through YouTube and I'll take notes. Like because you can set up split screens like that. So that's literally why I say like Freeform has been my app, because I literally have one thing where I'm just jotting notes and then I'm watching on one side. So it's like boom, boom, boom.
And that's where we get into, he's more digital with taking notes, where I would probably pull out like a notebook. He used to do that, but now that he has this, it's probably way better for him.
It's so much better because like I don't have to like move my head. I'm literally like right here, like one side doing
You're just,
it.
just flipping your eyes.
I like that because I could just do research at the same time. Like it feels like a more fun experience for doing research.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings me to my point. If you want to be a creator and something makes you feel more creative, go for it.
Oh,
Don't hold yourself back. A lot of people don't agree with you when you make creative decisions, but that's why they're not you. You have these ideas. These make you happy. So do what makes you happy. Okay.
I
Done.
love that.
You go ahead. You go.
All right. So mine aren't as high tech as Julian. I'm sorry. Now you get the boring end of the podcast. So monthly favorites, definitely, like I said, I got back into my planners. Planners have been amazing. Like I said, I've gotten like 3 for like different things. So I'm really excited. I feel like I should probably do what Julian was talking about with content planner, like in my own planner, to try to actually get some stuff out on my channel, because now that I posted one at the end of last year, like the Christmas vlog we had, I feel like I want to do more. I don't know what I want to do, which is why I have to plan it out, but I do want to get back into it. I'm so excited. I've planned out a lot of like, okay, this is like, I kind of did that with the podcast. So like I have it where like, it was like, okay, film podcast this day, edit it this day, it goes up this day type of situation.
Right.
So, and I love that. Like, I love having to like look and be like, oh, I have to do this today. Or, oh, I have to plan around this. Like, I love having that. So planners have definitely been a big thing. Another thing I've actually kind of gotten into is journaling. And it's more so, I think I mentioned this in like one of the last episodes, where I have this notebook that like every page you flip to is literally something different. It's just like a notebook where like everything's in it. It's not like this is just for like journaling. Like I could have a journal entry and then like this on this page, and I have like podcast episodes or topics that we could talk about on this page. Like it's basically just like everything
Lined
is
up.
in here. Yeah, notebook. So, which is where I found like this, because I forgot I wrote this down, and I was like, wow, we're going to be uploading this like at the end of the month. Like I love this idea. So I flipped to the page that had a lot of, because I went through different podcasts on Spotify the other day just to go through and see like what they had talked about. And that's where I got a lot of my ideas that I had.
I didn't know you did that.
I did. I went on Spotify and searched like people I would listen to, just old. Like I went through like Cimarelli, like I've listened to a lot of their recents, but like way back, like season 1, I wasn't listening to them. So I went back to see what they had talked about, what they had uploaded, like all that stuff. A couple of people that I watch on YouTube have started podcasts, so I went to go see what they were doing podcast episodes on. Random like podcasts I've seen on Spotify that I've never really heard of, went through them. I went through Emma Chamberlain's, like I went through a lot of people just to like get topics and ideas, and if I thought we could make an episode out of it, like I wrote it down. So I have a page for that, like all that stuff.
Can I cut you off for a sec?
Yeah.
I just want y'all to give Alyssa like a hand clap in this. No, seriously, in the comments on this episode, if you can, just leave her like a clapping emoji, just because like I'm trying to like groom her, because she hasn't really like had a channel where she's like 100% like responsible for it yet. So I'm really like grooming. I'm trying to like groom her to be like 100% responsible for the podcast channel. Obviously, for obvious reasons. Like obviously, I'm doing a lot. Like I have a lot on my plate, so I can't help out as much on the podcast channel as like I would like to. So like I taught her how to edit these podcast episodes. So like last episode, she edited 100% by herself. She asked me a few questions, but like I showed her how to do it. I'm
probably gonna have to do it again when I do this one, because I only did one, but hopefully in like a month we'll be all set.
So I also, have showed her in the past how to edit the thumbnails, do the thumbnails for it. She does all the Instagram media for it. And obviously now she's, she's always playing the episodes, but now she's like really gone into like playing. It's to the point where she's like, hey, in 2 days, you're going to be sitting down doing the podcast. You're going to be doing this, this, and this. Be ready for it. Literally
the other day I was like, okay, I want to do monthly favorites. So start thinking of your stuff now.
Boom. And it's perfect because like, as far as my goal goes of like being on different, being all over the platform this year, that's perfect. Like the only thing I do for this channel right now is if you're seeing a short on this podcast, That's the only thing I make for this podcast is the shorts for this podcast. That's literally, and one of these days I'm going to show her how to do that too. So like, it's going to be 100% Alyssa's thing.
And it was such an easy thing where I'm like, because like I said, he was editing them. So I was like, hey, while you're editing the podcast, if you see like a short you can make, when you make it, send it to me. Like I'll put it up type of thing. Like just all you got to do is edit it, send it to me, like that type of thing. So yeah, like eventually I guess I could, like I'll get into like knowing how to do that. I'm going to start knowing how to just edit the podcast first. We'll take baby steps.
Yeah.
I'll find out how to like actually do the podcast on my own, and then we'll get into doing shorts. But yeah, so I don't know, just like the little, like you called it a brain dump journal. That's kind of what it is. You literally just get to an empty spot and like empty page, and whatever's on your mind is just kind of what goes onto the page. And so like it's not organized, but like it is organized.
Mind dumps
like,
don't have to be organized because your brain isn't organized.
It's in there, but like you just got to find the page it's on. Like it's in the one notebook, so like it's kind of organized because it's in one spot. You just don't know where it is, it's whatever.
There's a tip in there for that. Like literally, if you have a mind dump notebook, don't worry about it being unorganized. Like
it's all in there.
If there's something in there you want to take, you could take it out and put it in a different journal that's more organized.
Right.
But literally for a mind dump, let your mind go crazy. Like just let it all out, because when I just sit there, like I draw like a diagram. I literally draw a diagram and I say Julian's mind, and I just have branches to my mind, and like those branches create new branches and create new branches. That's how I do my mind dumps. How do you do yours actually?
I've literally, so it depends on how it is. Like sometimes it's just a journal entry. So like it'll just be, I write and it's just everything's on there. Like the podcast stuff, I'll be like, oh, podcast ideas or podcast episode ideas, and like go from there. So like it has a little title. Other things, I've literally just like gone to a page and just been like mental unload or like mental overload. And like that'll like be my little thing at the top, and like everything I want to get out, it's just listed right there.
Boom.
So like it's so easy. And like I actually suggest having a little notebook like that, and it doesn't even have to be that big. Like I think mine is literally smaller than this.
I think so, yeah.
Like this is his 5-minute gratitude one, and my journal that I have my brain dump stuff is smaller than that. Like it really does not have to be a big journal.
And what I will say too is it doesn't even have to be a journal. Like everyone's iPhone just got updated to have freeform on it. You know, like you can do it with your finger. You could draw. You know, you could type in free form now. Like literally, you could do it right on the apps. You could do it in your note.
I was just gonna say Notes app.
Notion is good.
Oh yes,
Notion.
I have one of those in Notion too. Like I have like a journal thing. It has. They actually have a template in there.
Yep, they do.
It has like gratitudes, like all this stuff. I've filled that out like a couple times. I actually really like it and wish I can get into it more, but like. I don't know. I'm more of like a journal person, so I don't think to go into those stuff. But like, if you're like Julian, digital's better for you.
And if you guys like ever want like a Notion template that I have, because I have like a video list template where I have like a ideas and then doing and then done section.
Oh, I have that too.
So like if you guys ever want a template like that, I could always send my templates, because like you could I don't know if you know this, but you could copy templates online.
Oh, I didn't.
Like if people have Notion templates, you could copy them. I've copied a few, yeah.
That's awesome, because one of the people I watch on YouTube had talked about Notion and the way she has it set up. That way, like when she goes into her video, she knows like basically main points and kind of little stuff she wants to make sure she talks about in like those sections. And I loved it. I loved how she had it set up. But
this has become a journaling podcast, but we love it because journaling's good.
Amazing.
Journaling's good for you.
I gotta find. Is there one? I gotta find one out there. I would love to hear it.
What, journaling podcast?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
We should do an episode on journaling.
Oh my god. Okay, love
The
it.
benefits of journaling. No, let me stop. We're not brain experts.
I love it. There are definitely benefits, but I'm not a doctor.
Yeah,
So
I about to say I'm not a neurologist. I'm not a doctor. I don't know any of this stuff. So ignore me. Just understand that I do it and it helps me. You know, like
right. That's literally. I feel like that's all that matters.
That's where I speak from with any of this stuff. Like I don't see myself as an expert in anything, but if I do it, it helps me. And trying to become an expert is hard in itself. So
I love it.
Bear with me. I'll be an expert in something one day, but until then, just know what I do it because I love it.
Oh, motto. So another thing I love this month, I got back into reading. And I was super excited. I got this book from Target. So I've been looking at this book for a while, and like one of my friends, when she came home for a break, was going to give it to me. She brought it home, but I never saw her. And I was like at the point where like I wanted to read it so bad, and I was getting like not tired, but I was like, oh my God, like I got to get it, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't have a chance to like meet up with her type of thing. So I literally just went to Target and got it. It's called A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. It's by Holly Jackson. It is so good. It's not even what you think. Like so far in it, this girl is doing like a school project, and it's like, it sounds like one of those like senior projects. Like, did you ever have to do one of those? So that's what she's doing, but she's diving deep into like what it's outlining is this girl's boyfriend had killed her, but then he killed himself. So it was like a,
don't spoil it.
sorry, but no, but she's going into it because she doesn't think that's actually what happened.
Wait a minute.
Right.
Wait,
Plot twist.
Wait.
Plot twist.
She's examining her own death?
No, a student is examining
Another student's
right.
death. Then.
Both of them. Right. They're a couple years older than her. So that is like her capstone project. Is she's diving deep into that to find out who actually murdered this girl, because she doesn't think the boyfriend did it. But because he committed suicide, like she can't ask him, or she can't like do it. So she's diving deep into it. Right. It's a crazy story. I love it so much.
Alyssa's like, how can I get away with this?
No. Isn't that like a show? Like How to Get Away with Murder?
If I disappear, it was
I'm pretty
Alyssa.
sure that's a show.
If I disappear, it was Alyssa. You'd be surprised. I've been watching some podcasts lately. Like,
About what?
huh? Oh, that just came out the worst time.
Yeah, right? Hold on.
I meant like you'd be surprised.
So if I go miss, I'm just kidding.
You'd be surprised. Like I've actually been listening to like other podcasts, like other people. Like this guy Zach, he gave a talk in Creator Now, and he has a podcast now with his girlfriend that I was listening to as well. So like I'm listening to a few, man. Stephen A. Smith, my guy, started a podcast.
I asked that yesterday. I was like, he has a podcast?
Yeah, I've been listening to some, man. Like I wasn't much of a podcast guy in the past. Like I listened to a couple.
I wasn't either. If you knew me, like I was scared of podcasts. I did not like podcasts until I started listening to Cimarelli.
Dude,
and now I'm listening to a couple.
The editing podcast is like #1 for me though, bro. I listen to Hayden Hillier Smith all day long. I could have met him if I went to LA, but that's a whole different story. I'm so upset I missed that pizza party.
Anyways, my last the last monthly favorite that I had was my coffee order. You ever go to a spot and just love a coffee you're getting? Like everyone's been obsessed with like they go to this place, they get this. They go to this place, they get this. Lately, because across from my job is a Dunkin', so it's easy for me to stop there, go across the street, end up at work.
You would put a coffee order.
My coffee order, it's so good because I had tried this. Remember, I had tried this not knowing if I would like it. I took a shot in the dark, and with coffee, for me, I feel like that's kind of like risky. I've tried a lot of coffee orders that I didn't like, and then I feel like it's just a waste of money. Like you're never gonna get it again. That's actually happened to me a lot with Starbucks. Dunkin', not so much. Dunkin' has been a lot where like there's been a couple things I tried that I didn't like, but Starbucks, oh, it happens to me all the time. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they have like different ingredients, different type. Like I know they probably have different type of coffee, so I just don't know if I like Dunkin' coffees better. Like their beans, their grounds, whatever, like that's like that deep, but Dunkin'. So you know me, I'm not a big cinnamon person. And I feel like a chai latte is like cinnamony, like it's like a warm like winter season type vibe. Like it smells like Christmas almost. Like I don't know, like that's the vibe it gives me. But I had tried an iced, because I'm more iced than hot, iced chai latte, but I get it with caramel because I love caramel, and for me it kind of hides like the cinnamon flavor. Like I actually taste more caramel than the cinnamon, so like that's probably why I vibe with it. But it's an iced chai latte. I leave the whole milk in it. I add caramel and I add cold foam. Greatest thing I've ever had. I've been digging it so much. I might actually go get one after we're done with this podcast episode.
Can I ask a question?
What?
Can I add one more thing to my favorites?
Yeah.
You're going to like this one.
Uh-oh.
My favorite thing, one of my favorite things this month has been Twitch.
Oh,
TV.
he's done a lot of Twitch streams.
Not even just doing though, like watching and hanging out with streamers. Like I've had a lot of fun with Twitch.
I feel like you've done a lot of streaming lately, and it's been really fun because you've been like streaming with people and like all the different games you've been playing. I didn't know you've been like watching people.
I've made a lot of new Twitch friends. I mean, it's thanks to my friend Japman and my friend Tia. Like they've introduced me to a lot of new people who stream and stuff. Mm-hmm. And like they're all just such great people. Like they're ordinary people, like day-to-day people like you and me.
That's been like a domino because we met Tia at Playlist.
Literally, yeah.
So like we met Tia at Playlist, became friends with her. She introduced you to Jamman, and I feel like he's introduced you to like a couple others. So it's been like a domino, but we love that. We love that.
It's just so fun, like because we'll play a game and like they'll jump in and talk to us. Then they'll be playing and like I'll jump in and then I'll see him in there. I'll be like, hey, yo. So like, it's just a lot of fun, like having a cool like Twitch and a cool like streaming community like that. And it's very different than the YouTube community in a way. I almost do I dare say it's more tight knit, you know, like like Twitch in general, like the Twitch communities feel so much more tight knit in some of the YouTube communities.
I feel like a lot of you are doing the same thing, and then you leave like, what do they do? Like at the end, like they called a raid.
Yeah, you raid other people.
You raid other people, so then they're like, oh my god. So like they probably feel good, and you're like, oh, thank you so much. Like da. Now you're giving me new people that are like have probably never seen me before. Yeah. They could watch. They might. I don't know what it's called on Twitch. Subscribe.
Yeah,
I don't know what it's called. But then they get new like of those because you sent them to that. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's so amazing.
I stream now and like I'll have like 1 or 2 viewers, and like, you know, back in the day, I'm not gonna lie, like that used to bother the mess out of me. Like when I would stream for like 1 person, 2 people, like they used to bother me so bad when I was younger. Mm-hmm. But like now, like I could go on like 8 hours with 1 person watching, you know what I mean?
You're just having fun.
Right. And that's it. Like, I think I'm just having fun, and like the people who come in just give me such good conversation. Mm-hmm. And like, I just like to talk. Like, obviously, I just like to talk. And the aspect of just talking to people has been so much.
Because you do. I'm surprised you never thought of like a podcast.
I mean, not that I never thought of it. It's just like, A, I would have never done one by myself. And B, like doing a podcast with like, with everything I'm doing is just, it seemed like so much work before. But, you know, when you have help and someone else to edit it, it really just makes life easier. Because
I'm definitely like the introvert one and not one to really talk as much as Julian, and like I'm so excited for this,
dude.
Like this podcast is my baby.
I know, I could tell. Literally, like it makes me happy though, like that you like are so into it, you know. Like I
love it so much. I've never listened to them either, but like I wanted to do one. It was so weird, and now like I listened, I'm like super excited. Like I've said, some of the people I watch on YouTube have started, and I can just hear how they're like super excited to do it, because one of the girls I watched like introduced it in one of her videos. Mm-hmm. Like she talked about how she was starting one. She kind of showed like a little behind the scenes, like her setup, like that type of stuff. And then now has different episodes. So she'll like post like in her videos, be like, okay, like it's podcast recording day, blah, blah, blah. And then like you see like a couple days later, like her podcast on, like I use Spotify. So like I see it on Spotify and I'm like, oh my God, like it makes me so happy. I love it. I love it.
That's so dope. I'm happy for you guys, for, you know, her doing it, for you getting to watch it. Like, I think that's awesome, you know?
Right. Like watching them and then seeing they have a podcast, I feel like it's just like, you get more out of them. Like if they're like your people you love, like the more the better type of situation.
And for Alyssa, like if she follows you, like she really like follows you, and like she doesn't just follow anyone, is my point. So like,
not that I'm picky, but like no, I don't know. I watch a lot of people that like
you're picky.
I either relate to or like.
It's good to be picky. There's nothing wrong with it.
It's funny because the girl I watch, the first episode I've seen from her was like a Target. Like she vlogged and went to Target. And I was like, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's really how I got into her. That's so funny.
That explains everything. Wow. Question of the week this week is, why do you love Target so much?
Well, listen. No, I'm just kidding. That could be a whole episode within itself, but we won't go into that. So that's everything I had for monthly favorites.
I think that sums it up. I think I'm surprised I left Twitch off, but yeah, that sums it up for me. Twitch has been it.
Well, our question of the week that we had was, so we went through everything we loved, we liked, we got into, we used a lot this month, like that type of situation. So the question of the week that we have is, what's something you have loved this month? What's something you got into? What's something
you have loved?
You found that, like, I don't know, like this month, like, you know, people go through phases of stuff, like it happens. So like, I could tell you next month, I might not be like into journaling as much. Like I might not be into, like I said, I might fall off my planners. Who knows? We'll keep you updated. But this month, especially, it's the first month of the new year. Like, what's something you really got into? I want to know.
I feel like, I'll be honest with you guys, everything that I got into this month, I previously laid the groundwork for. Like, for example, the iPad. The only thing I got into this month that I didn't lay the groundwork for was the 5-minute journal. Someone talked about it in a video and I was like, oh, it's only like $15. I'll buy it.
I was surprised he's never heard of it. A lot of YouTubers talk about it. A lot of people that do like what your niche is, like a lifestyle vlog, like that type of stuff. A lot of YouTubers, like when they vlog their day, that's what they start with. They go into a 5-minute journal. Like that's one of those, you know how they have like a prelude almost like into their thing before they actually sit down, like announce the video, say, hey, hi, what's up, blah, blah, like their intro almost.
The opening act is what I call it.
They have a lot of those.
Thing. I'm sorry.
They have a lot of those where it's them in their 5-minute journal. Like they haven't gotten out of bed yet. They've maybe scrolled through their phone for 5 minutes, but they got into that. They made their bed. Like they made their coffee. Like those are the people I watch type of situation. But a lot of them have talked about a 5-minute journal. And where'd you hear it from?
I don't remember. I think we were watching a video together.
Yeah, actually. I don't remember where you heard
we were
it.
watching it together and you were like, yo, you should try it. Then I was like, oh, maybe I will.
I don't remember, but I remember you saying something or looking it up and I was like, you've never heard of that before? And you were like, no.
The point I was going to say, though, is like you might be laying the groundwork now for something you're going to love in February.
We'd love that.
You know what I mean? Like you never know. Because like I said, the iPad is something I thought about. I started Twitch streaming again last year after we came back from Playlist Live. But I think this month was like the most I've really like the most fun I think I've had with Twitch streaming.
Right, because we went to Playlist back in September. So like he had a couple times where he like streamed, because he used to stream on YouTube. And I feel like you've gotten more into Twitch. But yeah, this month was like you've done a lot, and it's because I feel like you've done a lot of like with people instead of just by yourself, which has changed the game.
It's a whole different ball game, man. And the other thing is like I'm playing different games too.
Right.
Trying different things, games I wouldn't have normally played by myself. I'm now playing with friends.
I feel like you've played like some scary games and it's been interesting.
Yes.
I've literally had to like peek my head in sometimes and be like, shh, like your son is sleeping, like stop screaming.
Yeah, I can't help it because like people will try to jump scare me like on stream.
I mean, I love that you actually like play those because I feel like it's definitely like worth watching for viewers because like Julian's so funny. He gets so scared.
It's so funny you said that.
It's so funny. But like there's times where I'm just like, I swear to God, if he wakes up his kid, like he's sitting with him. I'm like, you're going to stream with dad now because he woke you up.
So Jack literally said to me the other day, he's like, bro, you have no idea how much untapped content you have from your scary streams.
It's so funny.
I get scared.
I feel like what did we play? We played something on one of our streams.
Visage, that game,
and it was so funny. Everyone was like, Julian, it's really not that bad.
Bro, people really be coming at me.
It's so funny because he gets so scared. Like it's actually like true content, and like it kind of makes me laugh because like I don't know. I don't want to say I don't get as scared because like I get scared. But like I like scary movies. I like scary games. Like not that I've played scary games, but like I liked it. Like I try to get Julian to watch scary movies. Like not that like I'm like, oh my God, I'm not gonna get scared. Like I get scared, but like I like to watch them.
Nah,
where Julian's like complete opposite.
Yo, Jat still makes fun of me for my Fright Fest video. Cause like he's like, bro, this man got scared going to Fright Fest. I'm like, heck yeah, bro. Heck yeah, them people was coming up to me.
Six Flags event, bro. It was so funny.
Did you see the way them people was looking at the camera?
So it was funny because I was one of the people with the camera behind him. So I got a lot of like because you had it where you vlogged and then like what I was getting on like a separate camera.
Yeah, she was getting
it
B-roll
was
for me.
so funny. So like they would come up to me and just go like right into the screen. Like I was waiting for them to get me, but they liked the attention, I feel like, better. So they would just be like, and it was so weird, but so funny.
I feel like I hate like tooting my own horn sometimes, but I feel like I did a really good job with the filming process.
The music, everything.
I feel like that
music
was one of
adds
my
to it,
best
too.
videos last year. Like I feel like that video is hard to top because, I wish I got more content, but I feel like if we went earlier and the baby wasn't so cold, like if we had someone to watch the baby, I feel like
I feel like we brought the baby with us, and I feel like I don't know if it's just like the mom and me coming out, but part of me feels like they just don't care. They have to scare everyone. They have to do their job. And like part of me was like, no, like he was so little. He was like, what, 6 months old then, or 7 months old by Halloween. They didn't care. And like, I felt so bad for him. Like, I'm like, this poor little man is going to be scarred. Like, oh my God. And like, I feel like part of me was like, okay, if they see me like holding him, or we went with his mom and his mom was holding him, like, I feel like if they saw it, I'd be like, okay, like they won't do as bad. Like they see like a literal like infant. Nope, didn't care. Went straight for Julian, and like the baby was like,
yeah.
I felt so bad. I was like, no, don't do it.
He held up better than me though.
He really did. Stop. He really did.
Bro, that's so funny. How did we even get on this topic? I completely forgot. Oh, laying the groundwork. Yeah. So like a lot of the times you are going to lay the groundwork for things early on that you're going to love this month. So like, just kind of don't force anything, really just allow yourself to, feel and continue to do what you love. And like you'll see what your list becomes,
Oh, I'm so excited to see what we get into.
Stay aligned with your goals. Like stay aligned with
yes.
what you're headed towards. Like my North Star is, to be the greatest YouTuber I could possibly be. So everything I do is aligned with being the greatest YouTuber that I can be. That's just how I think and how I roll. So with that being said, what can you do now that's going to help contribute to that? Okay, I'm going to stop ranting.
No, we'd love it. I'm
know,
so excited.
You know what it is for me, man? Stuff like this gets me so excited. Like I love
like I'm saying, I'm so curious as to what we'll go into on February, because like part of me is like, oh yeah, like I'll just keep up with this stuff, like knowing dang well like it might not happen. Like you can fall off things so easily. Like speaking for myself, like journaling, like I could love it right now and then all of a sudden be like, yeah, no, I don't want to do this anymore.
Fair. I mean, I think I'm tied to it. I think I have to. Like for me, my brain just gets so overloaded sometimes. Like I have to let it loose because I get a headache and then I get anxious because I get a bad headache.
Doesn't
and it's just
sleep
like,
and
yeah, then I
like
get
a
a worse
domino.
headache. So like it's just like, bro, you got to just let it out. Word. Do you have anything else?
I think that's it for me.
That's it for me too. I went on rambling way too much. I feel like I talked way too much this episode, so I apologize to everyone. I just got really excited for this episode. Anyway.
Well, on that note,
man, listen, leave a 5-star review on the podcast site that you're watching on, or if you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe.
subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you're into, what you loved, what you found.
If you didn't like it, let us know why. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, honestly, yeah. Like if you're like, yo, this could be better. Like, let us know how you think it could be better, man. We're open to that stuff, man. Like constructive criticism is key, man. If you're like Julian, just shut up more and let Alyssa talk. Like I'm here for it. I got you.
Everyone's gonna say that.
Everyone's gonna be like, dude,
everyone's gonna be like, you said it, not me, but I agree.
Yeah. Right. Anyway. All right, guys, we're out of here, man. Keep grinding. Keep chasing your dreams. Remember, nothing worth having because easy. We out. Peace.